and welcome to Behind the Scenes Live. This is Angela Wolf, and welcome everyone. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week. We only have, it depends if you're having a good week, it's half over. If it's a bad week, it's half over. Either way, Friday's coming soon, thankfully. So pop in, say hi. I'm trying something new today, so I have a few guests in the lobby area, that's what they would call it, and we're going to try to bring them in and see if we can hear them. If not, you know me, I'm always trying something new, but I see Debbie Howe in here and Deborah Vess are popping in, so I'll bring them here in a second. But first, I just want to say hi. Wow, I see you all rolling in. Hello. First off, I have to tell you that I have a huge pet peeve, huge, and it just happened again, which made me think of it. Everybody has a pet peeve, right? But this one's a big one, and I know that some of you must have this pet peeve too, because I hate it when somebody walks into the bathroom talking on a cell phone. When you're in a store, you're in the airport, you're in a public bathroom, and they're talking on the phone in the stall. I have to get I'm going to get a fart doll. Is that what you call it, Lynn? Is that what I'm on? That's what I want for my birthday. They must have dolls that you squeeze and make like a super loud noise to just embarrass the heck out of them. I just think that would be so much fun. Wynn's shaking his head. So, Wynn, do you guys do this? Do you guys bring telephones into the bathroom?
Not usually. They need their hands.
Wynn says guys don't normally because they need their hands. Well, that's a good thought. All right, so you must have to agree with me on this. If you're one that brings the phone into the bathroom, I'm sorry. I'm going to find one of these dolls and I'm going to chase you down and I'm going to hit it in the bathroom. Anyways, okay, so done for my rant for the day. But that is my huge pet peeve. So, all right. Other than that, okay, I can see you all rolling in. Hey, Chris, by the way, Chris Held is on here. She has her, she just retired and she just had a birthday. So welcome, Chris, on your day off. You're probably sitting at the pool hanging out. So here, this was the question of the weekend. Pulp or no pulp? I cannot believe how many of you replied to this, but I have to say it's about half and half. This is the photo that I showed. It was my orange juice Sunday morning. We got up and went to church super early. I went fishing for the entire day. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. I have to say, though, I didn't fish. I napped on the couch on the boat all afternoon. It was just a gorgeous day. But so the question is pulp or no pulp. Now, I'm not going to be able to think who said this, but someone said their nephew said they don't like orange juice with hair in it. I almost fell off my chair. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard. My nephews won't drink orange juice with pulp either. I love pulp. I don't know why, but I do. But I saw a lot of you had a lot of answers to this. And not only did you say pulp or no pulp, you also said some of it would rather be tainted with a little bit of champagne. I'm with you on that too. Pulp and tainted would be good. So anyways, that was my cute photo for the weekend, and you guys were hilarious. So, and then the last thing is that we had to take Stanley back. Yeah, Stanley went back to Colin. Let's see if I have him in here. There he is. That was his last relaxing photo. So Colin had to take him back to school. I wrote up the whole description for him, and Colin is just turned 8, and I had to go back and read it a few times. Do you want to know why? Because I put in these huge words. My goodness, the kid's only 8. So I rewrote it, and he was able to say all the words perfectly. And the only other thing that he did is that I taught him how to say mahi-mahi, because we went fishing, and we caught mahi-mahi. I didn't want to say dolphin because people freak out and think it's porpoise. That's not it. So I said, okay, M-A-H-I. M-A-H-I is mahi-mahi. So Colin says, I got it. Mahi-mahi. Then he's walking out the door and he said to my mom, was it Mehi? I can't really remember. So we'll see if he gets that right at school. I don't know. Hopefully. All right. So everybody has rolled in. I got a lot to show you today. I have a couple guests in the background that want to come in and say hi. But guess what I found? Remember when we were talking about gifts? Father's Day is coming up. The gifts for Wynn. Oh, yes. Look what I found. This is the fleece that I made him when we first started dating. So that would be like 20 some years ago. Yeah, can you believe that? I think I did a pretty good job. There's pockets in here. I even used a netting for the pockets. You can see on the inside. Not too shabby. I remember that I bought this fabric at Walmart. And, but look at how huge it is. This is what I was telling you guys, that I bought the wrong size pattern because I just assumed that guys' patterns would be different than women's and they'd actually fit, but not so much. So that was Wynn's. I found it in my stash, so I had to share it. So I found a few more things too. I can see all of you. You love my top. Yes, this is the ruche tee, but I pattern hacked the sleeve. And I'm going to show you how to do that pattern hack today for a summer top. So this is the ruche tee, or it could be the Rachel twin set, either way. But I used the ruched, and then I took the sleeve and just altered it a little bit. I'll show you how to do that. So while I have, let's see, I just lost Deborah and Deb. So the lobby section is working like mediocre. When they pop in, I'll bring them back up. So last week, you guys asked me a couple good questions. Before I do the pattern hack, you asked me what fabrics would be the best. Let's see if I can bring this up. For the Kate skirt. And I had a lot of ideas for you, being this here. This is a cotton linen. Now, whatever fabric you use for the Kate skirt, it's going to hang completely different. All right, so I'm going to bring this back down and show you a couple of these fabrics. Can you see? Make sure my clothes are all on. Yeah, look, we're Twinkies. This is the new pattern I'm working on. You saw the one on top before, but now I added a little ruffle, and I'm going to turn it into a dress. I can never make up my mind. But this skirt right here is the Kate skirt. Now, this is from Shannon Fabrics. This is a suede, and look at how much it sticks out. I mean, it kind of just, it sticks out. This sticks out too. More like an A-line skirt, but it's not a total A-line. It's not that big. This one does too. I have this fabric on my website. This is a cotton linen. I absolutely love it. Great for embroidery, but these were the two that I wanted to bring when you guys were talking about this last week. This is cut on the bias, and this is a tweed. It's a very thin fabric. Let me bring it up here and I'll show you. Very thin, very soft. It doesn't wrinkle. I cut it on the bias, and look at the drape. A completely different look than this one, wouldn't you say? Yeah, completely different. So that is, I think I have this in green, blue, and peach. You can see it on the website if you're looking for something like that. And then the last one is this, and this is a tweed, which I also cut on the bias because I wanted it to drape. And this, again, has a really nice drape, similar to what I showed you. A little different than this guy over here. So I'm falling over. Yes, I know. And I'm wearing my cute summer shoes. So this is also, now what's the difference? If I had not cut this on the bias, it would have just hung a little bit straighter. That's all. Well, more like that one back there. That's the one I cut with the scan and cut, if you remember me talking about that. So if you have questions about that, those were just the three that I recently had, and I know, oh yes. So I know that actually sticks out more because I cut it on the scan and cut. Let me just see if I can just change one thing here. I sure can hide that. I didn't know that was still up there. So thank you, Sandy. Is there a fabric you should not cut? Thanks, Camellia. I'm glad you love my top. I do too. This is that super, super, super soft. It's like my pajamas. I love it. Okay, so let's see. I saw one good question here. And I see Deborah coming back, so I'll bring her back up here. But okay, Pam, is there a fabric you should not cut on the bias? Well, Pam, that's a good question. And actually, Pam, I was gonna talk about you anyways. Your ears must have been ringing. You know, there's really not a fabric that you can't cut on the bias. You just have to take into consideration if it's real loose weave, it might drape funny. If it's too tight, it might hang funny. You really just have to hold up the fabric. I don't have a bolt of fabric here, but if you hold up the fabric, you can tell if it's going to drape nicely or not. And I mean, I've used wool, cotton, linen, knits. I just cut a knit on the bias because I'm working on that cowl neck, a few different versions of that one top. I'm finally getting a chance to work on a lot of these projects. And the knit looks gorgeous on bias. The only thing you have to change is you have to raise you have to alter the pattern a little bit. Raise the underarm usually. You might have to alter the top shoulder. And sometimes you have to take it in a little bit more because it stretches so much being on the bias. So there's a few little things for you there. All right, what else do we have? I see Carrie said thanks. That floral fabric is beautiful. Thank you. Hey, Deborah. So I bought like 20 yards of this fabric, and I showed it to you guys last week. Just, said how soft it was. It was gone the next morning. So I have another quite a bit coming. So you'll be able to order more. It's down there on the bolt. So I think I have another 20 yards, and I put it back on the website, so it should be here tomorrow. So if you want more, and the coupon code is spring, capital letters, spring 18. That'll give you 20% off. So I hope that helps. Judy wants to know why I was doing the bias on those skirts. Okay, Judy, the reason I was doing the bias on those skirts is because, well, I was doing it for an episode of It's So Easy, so I needed some bias skirts. But let me grab these again. They're down here. Because I wanted them to drape similar to the suede skirt that I have. So this one did not have to go on the bias, but look at the difference. See how it just drapes very elegantly at the bottom? Compared to, this is the exact same skirt, a big difference. This one sticks out. I just wanted a whole different look with the same skirt. Now, this one I definitely did not need to work on the bias. But don't you like the lines of it? This is how the fabric normally goes across like this. So I just gave it a different line on the side. I showed this on Facebook Live a while ago, but I don't remember what episode. So that's why. All right, let's see here. I'll hide that one. Okay, what else do I have for you? Okay, this is kind of cool. Let's see if I can bring this up. All right, so I was going through the group. Some of you are a member of the group, some of you are not, but in the private group, we show a lot of stuff that we're working on, and it's the Angela Wolf Patterns group. So you're supposed to show something that either is with my pattern or I inspired you for. So we have a few designers in there that are showing what they're working on. So anyways, it's not always my pattern, but it might be something I inspired you with. So Pam, speaking of Pam, check this out. Look at that top. Isn't that cool? I just love that. So she has all of those circles on there. She said she was inspired with using decorative stitches. I just showed something using the circular attachment. I'm wondering, hey, Pam, did you use the circular attachment on that? Because that is just really cute. You'll have to answer that for me because, I mean, I'm looking at that, and I'd also like to know how many hours did it take you to do this? I think she said on here, all of the embroidery was done combing through the stitches in her brother machine, which is amazing. She says everybody runs the computer and buys digital designs, and there was so much more in the machine to do. So all of these were in her machine. So Pam, if you're on, I know you're on here because I just saw you. Let us know how long this took, and I want to know if you used the circular attachment or how you were able to make all those perfect circles. Gorgeous. All right, Amy, I'm going to take this down. Amy wants to know, would you cut a knit on the bias unless it doesn't have any stretch? Or why would you cut a knit on the bias unless, oh, Amy, that's a good question because I'm working on a top. Can't show you it right now because it's over there and it's also going to be a new design. But do you see that pink top I was working on that was like, I put it on last night and you looked at it and we were like, oh my gosh, it's too big, that one? It kind of has a drapey cowl. So the reason that you would want it to cut on the bias for a knit is if you're using a cowl neck. Not like this, but a cowl. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's it. Did you want to put it on for us? Wynn's laughing. It's kind of hard to figure out because it's all wrapped.
I'll let you figure it out.
Come and say hi.
Hi.
And Wynn popped in. I'm like, please stay, because last week I couldn't grab any of my fabrics. All right, so this is a good reason why you would want to cut something on the bias. So the front of this top is on the bias. And notice the drape. Well, it's a very low drape. That's why I'm still working on this pattern. I think this one might need, what do you call that? Something underneath of it? Yeah, notice I didn't wear this top today. We have a whole different review going on this show. All right, so because this is on the bias, the drape just drapes gorgeous, if you can believe me on that. And the back is not cut on the bias, so there's no drape. It just kind of hangs and stretches. Now on the bias, it's still going to stretch out. So the main reason that I cut things on the bias is for the drape. Either the drape for the cowl neck or a drape. I have a lot of knit tops that I've cut on the bias and angle it out this way. Let me just show you a pattern real quick that you could do. Let's see if I can grab a piece of paper here. All right, check this out. If you have a knit top, and this will get me into where I show you how to do this new sleeve that I'm wearing. Can you see that okay? I don't know if I should use pink or black. Let me just check to see if you guys can all. Give me a thumbs up and let me know that you can see that pink. Oh, I think you can see it. All right, so this is a regular top. Now, usually you cut it on grain this way. If you were to cut this on the bias this way, and you extended these lines out, ignore that, you would instantly have a cute little dress. That's all I did, was angle that out. For those of you pattern hackers, for those of you that aren't pattern hackers, don't worry, I am actually working on a dress like this, similar to the cowl neck. But because you did that, this dress is not going to stand out like this. It's going to drape very nicely. Okay. Any questions on that? Go ahead and post it, and I will answer that. So that's the main reason. And then if you do the cowl neck, which is like this pattern, you can see the whole front, when it's cut out, looks like this, flat on the fabric. And now look, it drapes like that. So I think I'm not tossing this top, even though it's like super low. What I'm going to do is just make a little bandera top to go underneath of it, so it'll look like a two-piece, even though it's not. So, all right, why don't we get into, I lost Deborah and Deb, so I'm not sure if my lobby thing is not working. So if I see them pop in again, I'll just stop what I'm doing to bring them live, because I don't know if they can see the show while they're in the back, and I don't want them to have to miss that. So thanks, guys, for trying. All right, so let's see. I see would a bias work on just a basic t-shirt? Sherry, that's a good question. Okay, so again, back to the bias. A bias on a t-shirt would definitely work. It would just drape a little bit differently. The one thing you want to be careful of is if you're going to cut just a plain old t-shirt on the bias, you want to make sure that your neckline is nice and tight to hold your neckline in place. Otherwise, it could droop or gape, gap open, whatever you want to call it. So that's a big thing. You can cut anything on the bias, anything. You just have to make a few changes sometimes. Like I said, under the arm, the shoulders, and also see how wide it is. Okay, so speaking of t-shirts, yeah, okay, hold that thought for just a second. Let me see if I can bring this back up here. All right, speaking of t-shirts, somebody posted this in the group, and I left it because I laughed just right out loud. First off, here's Leslie in the group. Leslie Hahn cannot join us because she's taking this fabulous trip in England. So she gave us these great photos. Check this out. Oh my goodness gracious. Now that's like eye candy to me. Well, the purses and all of the sewing machines. Is that cool or what? Yeah, so thank you for sharing that, Leslie. All right, where's this t-shirt? My sisters and I were giggling about this too. All right, let's see. You guys have been working hard. Oh my goodness gracious. Here's somebody that made one of my tote bags. Melinda, thank you. That's a free pattern, you guys, in case you're looking for a free pattern to use. These other ones I flew by, you can go back up here and look, but this was, she was done with her summer drinking wine on the back deck shirt. Now, that is a great name for a shirt. I love it. So everybody was giving her cheers. And Patricia just made these for all of her guys, which is awesome. All right, let's see, where's that t-shirt? Here we go. Here's the t-shirt of the day. Shannon wrote this, really? Because in the comment, it's a Rouge t-shirt for $399. I was thinking it kind of looks like it might have been cut on the bias. Maybe thus the reason it's $390 because it used more fabric. I'm not sure. I just thought that was like really funny. Yeah, okay. And there's a lot more going on in here too. Melody got her fabric. So in case you're not in this group, you would love it because everyone's sharing what they're doing. And the other thing is if you get stuck, you got a whole thousands of sewing friends that are going to help you out of it. So I'm going to leave this last picture on here and I'll come back to this because Wes was asking about the flat lock stitch. But first I want to go back to this pattern and let's talk about how to make this cute sleeve. All right, I know I have it here somewhere. All right. You guys can see the pink okay, right? That was good because I'll have one give me a different color if you didn't like that. So here is the sleeve, the regular sleeve for the Rouge tee, just a short sleeve. All right, I'm just going to slide this up here. Okay, so this is a regular sleeve. Ignore my writing. This is one of my scrap patterns when I'm doing testing. So in order to make the sleeve that I'm wearing, let's go back up to me, just so you're getting a visual here. See how loose this is? It's not super loose. It's just like a little bit. I couldn't help it. With all of these flowers going on, what did Christina say? It's so Dolce & Gabbana. Yeah, I know. I just love it. And it's so soft. So I didn't want this to be really tight. This was more of a feminine shirt, which is why I added the ruffle to that. So how do you make the sleeve just go out just a little bit or more? Very easy. Take your sleeve pattern. There we go. And I don't have a ruler, but you'll get the idea. Oopsie. Okay, there is my shoulder notch. There's my front notch, and there's my back notch. Draw yourself a line from the center shoulder down. And you're going to cut, but you're not going to cut through. This is what we call slash and spread. You've seen me do this before. So I'm going to angle it towards me so I can draw this a little bit better. Okay, just some straight lines, evenly spaced as best that you can. And now I'm cutting through these lines to the tip of the fabric, but not through. All right. Now, this Daylight has a cutting mat, so I could have just used my little rotary cutter, but I didn't want the grid to show through, so I'm just using just this. Being careful not to scratch this. Okay. Here's your sleeve. This is a regular sleeve. In order to make the one that I'm wearing, you spread this out just a little bit, evenly everywhere. Pretty simple, right? Now, how much? Well, you need to measure around the bottom of your arm, like where your bicep is. We go back up here. You would measure around your bicep, all the way around, of how full you want this. So I would take a measuring tape like this. This is going to be fun to do with one arm. Okay. I know, I haven't trained the fish to do this yet. The other three fish are over there. They're doing well. The stripper fish are doing well. This guy is a little bit not. Okay, so just measure. How wide do you want this? Do you want it this wide or this wide? And whatever the measurement is going around that, take that measurement and bring it back down here. And you would measure going around or across, whichever way. So whatever this measurement is, that's how wide you would make this. Does that make sense? Now notice a couple things. I have another piece of paper here because you would retrace your pattern onto a piece of paper. It's not quite big enough, but I'm only going to do one portion so you can see what I'm talking about. After I spread this out, notice the hemline, how it angles like this. Okay, just like that. this is going to be your new hemline then. And then you would trace around here. This is very sloppy, but I think you're getting the idea. Now look up here. Notice how this is kind of like a bumpy, you don't want it to be bumpy. You want it to be nice and even. So you would just make this into a nice curve. Don't follow this and make it jaggedy. You're going to retrace your shoulder mark, your front notch, and your back notch. Now, your sleeve, if I would have traced that just nicely, so it matched, this part of your sleeve is your arm, it's the part that's going to fit into your arm side of your shirt, and it's going to fit perfectly, even though that part is much wider. So by doing that, the only thing I changed is the bottom hem and the fullness of my sleeve. So my arm side, which is right here, will fit right back in there with no problem. That's about it. The only other thing you have to do is decide when it's really full, what kind of hem are you going to do? Now I did a wide cover stitch. I didn't do the double cover hem because this isn't a sporty top. I just wanted the cover hem to finish the edges. So I pressed it up before I folded it, pressed it up with the clapper, pressed it really good, and then ran it to the cover stitch. That's it. You could also do a rolled hem. That would look really nice. That's a good one. Let's see. I see someone, you guys talking about sleeves. Where do you get the kind of measuring tape? Oh, this one, Judy? This measuring tape. Oh, gosh. Where did I get this? I have to look. I don't know. I'll look it up. I used to have a whole batch of these. I'd give them away at class if we were doing pant fitting. And if you do alterations for people, this is great for fitting pants because if you're trying to measure their inseam, you at least have this much space between the top of their inseam and where your hand has to go. So this is a great pant for doing things like that. Or even under your arm, you can tuck this way up high under your arm and then measure down. It just keeps it a little straighter. I will figure out where that is and I'll add it to my Amazon page, or if I can't, if it's not on Amazon, I'll let you know where I found it. Ashley, you love that top. Oh, thanks. I love it too. It's super soft. Okay, I just, let's see. Christina. Yes, she said she's still going to do this with her top. It's very easy to do, and you have this fabric, I believe. You bought this one or the other printed one. I don't remember. But very cute. Okay. Let's see. Arnell. Her daughter is working out, so she would need this because if her biceps are getting big. Well, at least she's working out. That's a good reason to have big biceps. So actually, when somebody's trying to show off their biceps, usually they end up with like a shorter tight sleeve. So you never know. You better check with her first. All right. Mary says, I also would like to, yeah, so this pattern would do good for you too, Mary, if your sleeves are too tight. I'm just scrolling through some of your comments here. Mary Ann says, there's a bunch of books on how to adapt patterns for cutting on the bias. Oh, you won a book at Designer Joy's school a few years ago. Nice, congratulations. Yeah, there are a lot of pattern hacking. Well, pattern hacking, fashion design, whatever you want to call it, books. So, all right, so if you have any questions on that, I can post a photo to that later. But that is the pattern for the sleeve. Now this one is a whole different thing. That's a one-arm sleeve, and you saw me wear the long sleeve version of that a while ago, and I'm just kind of getting into the last, finally getting back to fitting that to make sure that it fits right, and then I can launch it into a pattern. So the reason I have this hanging there is not just to tease you, it is to tell you that I'm going to be posting a link for a contest because we're going to have to name it. You guys gave me a lot of good names for the one-arm top before, but I'll open it up again so we can get a final name for, you'll know what it looks like though. Okay, I'm reading all of you. Yes, okay. Here's one more thing now. Let's go back up to this photo right here. So Wes posted this, and he posted on the perfect day, Wes, because I was trying to come up with my video for Tuesday tip on YouTube, where I always have like a short tip. It might be from an old video or something quick on just like a quick tutorial. So I found one on It's So Easy. So what he's asking is, that's a flat lock stitch, and he wants to know why it doesn't look so hot. Well, I couldn't necessarily answer from the photo because it's kind of wavy, but here are a couple tips for you for a flat lock stitch. First of all, let's see if I have this up here. There you go. I posted this on my blog yesterday, so you can go through here. I guess the video wasn't working right away, so sorry about that. It's working now. Here is just a quick rendition of how you need to change your machine. So this is at fashionsewingwithangelaWolf.com. You can also go to angelawolf.com and get there. But there's a video that you can watch. It's very short. And if this picture right here will open, oh, of course it won't. But there's a picture on there where you can see really closely what the flat lock is. So the flat lock stitch you see quite often in sportswear. And let me open that for the settings. So you're sewing 2 layers of fabric together, but when you stitch it, you're stitching on a serger, so it's a 3-thread or 4-thread overlock machine. The fabric is, let's see, how would I explain it? The stitch is half on the fabric and half off. Here, this might be easier. I'm going to just take this down and do a little sketch for you. So I didn't want to pull the whole serger out because I'm using it to make my top, so I didn't want to change the settings. So if this is your 2 layers of fabric, and then there's one more layer. Well, yeah, how's that sketch for the day? Whew. Okay, if that is your 2 layers of fabric, here's your serger. So I'm going to be sewing this way. So you just have to picture, here's your serger. You have a foot that's called a blind hem foot, and this fabric is going to line up on the edge of that foot. So if this is the edge of your fabric, the stitching is actually half on and half off. It looks like a hot mess when you do this. So leave a comment. I would love to know if you guys have tried this, by the way, because that's what happens. The stitch is half on, half off. It looks terrible. And then when you open the fabric, you give it a little tug, and then it opens up like a flat piece of fabric. It's a flat lock stitch. I use this a lot on fleece, polar fleece, because fleece is really thick. So that's just an easy one. But when you're stitching it, if your stitch is not halfway on and halfway off, if you have too much of the stitch on the fabric, when you pull, it's going to end up messy. Now, the other thing you need to change, though, and I wrote this down so I didn't forget, you're using the left needle, so it's a 3-thread overlock that you're using, and you're going to lower the needle tension to 2. I use 2 for fleece. You might have to use something different. The upper looper, you're going to decrease as well, somewhere between 2 and 5. So 4 is usually the standard setting. And then the lower looper, you're going to increase, somewhere between 6 and 9. It's all on that blog post that I just showed you. It's all right here. And if you look in this area right there, it tells you what to put your serger settings at. And that could be any serger. Now, Baby Lock's a little bit different because they have different settings. So use their manual, and it'll tell you what to do for the flat lock stitch. And then the blind hem foot, I thought I had a photo of one on here, but I don't see it. So if you click on that video and watch it, it'll show you the blind hem. So that is your flat lock stitch lesson. Renee wants to know, can we come to Michigan for classes? Well, that would be a lot of fun. I've actually thought about doing that, but every time I think of doing that, you know what happens? I end up going someplace else to teach. Speaking of teaching, you want your lesson for your expos? So, by the way, thank you, by the way, Renee. If I end up teaching any classes at my office here, you guys will be the first to know. I will be teaching in Novi, though, don't forget, and that's in November. So I'm going to take that down. I think I see Debbie rolling in. So Debbie, when you're ready, just wave and I'll try to bring you in live. You want me to try? Heads up? Okay, so we're going to give it a try. Debbie, you are awesome for trying this. And if it doesn't work, don't worry, I'll just take it down. So we're going to bring Debbie up to see if she has a question for us. Let's see. She's coming in live. There's Debbie. Hi there. Oh, I do hear you. Awesome. So can everyone hear Debbie? This is Debbie. She has tried 3 times to pop in, and every time I went to click her, she disappeared. So you look great on there.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So what question do you have today? And welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you. I really don't have a question. I was just going to share a couple things that I've made that you've inspired.
Awesome.
I'm on vacation in Phoenix, and it's not real warm.
Are you serious? It's not warm there. Like, I think of Phoenix and I think of sweating, 100 degrees.
It's 66 degrees.
Oh, that's cold there.
It is cold. It is cold. It looks pretty outside.
Oh, yes, it does. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at all that green. Oh, my gosh. Now, that's a beautiful sky. All right, so what are you doing on vacation? Are you sewing? Are you hanging out?
I'm visiting my son.
Oh, nice.
So I did a little sleeve hack, and I bought a t-shirt and added some material that I found and made it look like a $100 shirt.
Bring this back up here. That is so cute. I was trying to make you bigger than me.
Oh,
there we go. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh, that's really cute. So did you just trace the sleeve then and just put a new one on?
Yeah, I just took the sleeve off and traced it and sewed it back on.
That's very cute. How long did it take you? About
hour.
Okay, everyone, there's your pattern hack for the day. That's super easy, and look at how cute that was. And by the way, that's such a little amount of fabric that you could have used it from scraps. I've got a whole pile here. Does anyone want to have my scraps? I'll send them to you.
I actually made a swimsuit out of the material, and I had that left over.
Oh, that would be a cute swimsuit. Do you have that there?
Well, I do. I might get it out of my suitcase. Obviously, I'm not wearing it today.
You'll have to post a photo in the group. I'd love to see it.
And this is a jacket that I made.
Oh, that's cute. But can you guys see that? Okay, give me thumbs up and tell me that you can see that. I'm going to try to get myself out of the way here. What is that yarn on there?
No, it's thread from my serger. The back side.
Oh, that's cute. So did you do the flat lock stitch or is that the cover stitch?
No, it's a cover stitch.
That's really cute.
And I lined it.
Trying to look at the line. Oh, what kind of lining is that? What fabric?
It's just a real, I've had it in my stash forever. It's just some type of polyester silk.
It almost looks like does it stretch? It looks almost like a knit.
No, but it does have a slight design to it. Sorry,
it's really cute. What a great color on the inside. Okay, that jacket is so cute. So tell everyone how you did those lines. Did you just eyeball it, or did you actually draw chalk lines in?
I drew chalk. I put it on my form, and I drew chalk lines, but you have to do it from the back side because the cover stitch is on the bottom.
Right. Unless you have the double cover stitch, then you have decorative on both sides. But yes, that always got me so confused when I would try to stitch something and it would be on the back side. It's like you're designing inside out.
And I sewed the side seams together before I did the cover stitch so that they would match.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
That's really pretty. So everyone's giving you thumbs up because you gave a little bit further angle. They said when it was too close, it wasn't focused. Now it's definitely focused. That is cute. Now you can see. Now, okay, everyone, you can see it now. And I love how the lines are diagonal. It looks like you cut the jacket on the bias.
Kind of does, yeah.
Melody says she loves this jacket. Nice job.
Thank you. And it was made out of scraps from pants. And so I didn't have enough material for the whole facing. So I had to add a little scrap of material. And then I just covered it with a pocket.
Now that's ingenious. Okay, so if any of you did not hear that correctly, she said she ran out of fabric for the facing, which happens a lot when you're trying to make something and you're just grabbing scraps of fabric and you don't have it planned and you're using leftover fabric. The facing, the neckline, those are all the things that always end up, oh gosh, I forgot that. So she has a pocket that covered that up, and that is really cute. What a great idea.
Thank you.
I'm looking at that, at all these, everyone's saying, love it, love it. You're getting 1 million hearts. So.
I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yes, Arnell's saying she loves your jacket. Susan Powers says she loves the contrasting zipper. I agree. I was looking at that zipper. I really like that. It's very sporty.
I kind of designed the whole jacket around the zipper because I'd had the zipper forever and wanted to use it. So
that's very cool. And you're getting, okay, Susan Marty says this is very clever. Susan says great design element, Debbie. Love the pocket idea. Yeah, I love the pocket idea. That's amazing.
I have one on this side too.
Oh, you do? Yes, that's a great idea. Now we need one just big enough for all of our. Have you ever seen that commercial where they've got pockets everywhere? The guy with the vest that has pockets on the outside, pockets on the inside. He's got his tablet. All I could think of when is going to be laughing, but every time I watch that commercial, I'm like, that guy must weigh 600 pounds after having all that, and he just looks so cool. And you know that's so not true.
Yeah, that one, the bottom one fits my phone, and the top one is for like a credit card or driver's license.
That's awesome. All right, well, you got 1,000,000 thumbs up on that. Thank you so much for bringing that in. How fun is that? And now you get to go on your vacation or stay on your. How long are you going to be there in that cold area?
Just until tomorrow, and then we're driving to Vegas for 2 days.
Oh, have fun. Do you gamble?
No, but I love the sun and I love the food, and we're going for a supercross race.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Motocross. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, well, have a good time. Good thing I'm not with you. I'd be at the poker room. I always say when we go to Vegas, I'm like, I'm just going to sit in the sun. My husband's like, yeah, right. As soon as you get past that poker room, we'll never see you again. It's so true. Got to have a few faults, right?
That's right. I'll be doing
Debbie, thank you so much. You'll have to go back and read the comments that people wrote to you. And if you think of it and you get a chance, post a photo of both of those in the group so we can get a close-up, because that was just gorgeous for anybody who missed the show.
Thank you.
All right. See you, Debbie. Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was so cool. I love those pockets. And I answer, you guys have seen that commercial. You know I'm going to make you laugh. So it's the guy with the vest, and he's walking on the street, and they're saying, oh, you don't have room for your tablet, and then your phone, and then your Apple, and then like, all this stuff that's so heavy. And then he's walking with his vest looking so cool. I can't think of the name of the brand, but every time I see that, I'm thinking I would be like this. Okay, I'm coming. I'm getting there. and all that weight on. So, which brings me to our tip for the day for sewing expos and events. 2 things I want to talk about today, just briefly, but one is transporting your sewing machine, and one is how to carry all your goods around the show. Now, that jacket that Debbie has, that wasn't even planned, but that's perfect. When I go to a show, I have usually a jacket or something that's on my body with a small zipper with a small pouch. I add this in almost everything. Marcia McClintock, I can thank you for that, because when I met her years ago, she had pockets everywhere for when you went on a trip. Now, I'm not putting my iPad and all that heavy stuff in there, but just a small pocket. It's usually right in the breast side for my ID and my credit card and a little bit of cash. I'm laughing because I've been with some other girls. They put cash like in their bra and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't even imagine walking up to pull my money out to pay you for my stuff, because I would probably like have a wardrobe malfunction. But that's another tip too. These ladies swear by that. So anyways, I have the zippered pocket, and that way you just have 1 or 2 credit cards in case you get hacked. Somebody in the group last week said that when she went to her last expo, that her credit card got hacked, and she'd only been on 2 cab rides. That's the only place she used it. So that just tells you anywhere you can go, it is possible. So always carry 2 cards if you have them. And again, we already talked about skip the debit card on that. Anyways, a little pouch for that so you don't have a big old wallet. A wallet can be really messy, and you're going to be carrying all the goods that you buy. So a wallet is going to be way too much, and a big purse. So check the events, the larger events. You won't believe this, but a lot of times you're not allowed to bring rolling bags. No rolling suitcases, no rolling computer bags, no rolling nothing. I haven't really figured that out yet, because they allow rolling carts, which could just mow you over. But I've always told my friends that have the carts, because I'm like, hey, can I put my bags in your cart? So just find a friend with the cart and you're good. But no, in all realistically though, a lot of them will not let you have the rolling carts. So if you think, oh, okay, I'm going to bring a rolling suitcase and I can put all my stuff in there, the worst thing you want to do is have a lot on your shoulders, because you'll end up getting a headache, a backache, things like that. What my mom and I would do is we would either rent a locker a lot of times at the events, they'll have a locker, or they'll hold your stuff for you in a box so you can save it. So once we finished where we were each holding 2 big bags. One of us would go put them in the locker and then go back. And what we would do is we would then go get a walking suitcase or something like that, or bring the stuff to the car. But you don't want to carry all that to the show. So check for that. And the other thing is check the event if you have to bring your own sewing machine or not. If you have to bring your own sewing machine, I'm going to allow you guys to pipe in. And next week, we'll have a special section on this show, so maybe I can get some feedback from some of you that have done this. I have traveled with my sewing machine before, but it's usually in a car. So it's either in a bag or a case. I have not flown with my sewing machine, but I know many of you have. So I want you guys to share the experience on that. I'm going to add it to the contest this week so you can answer that question. Speaking of contest this week, ties in with what we're talking about right now. Let me see if I can bring this up on here. Okay, so yesterday I got a great phone call. I was just trying to think, okay, what should we do for the giveaway next week? This week's giveaway, which I will be drawing here in a few minutes, is It's So Easy Season 13 and Make It Artsy with myself, Julie Faye Van Balzer, and all the other guests that are on there. Okay, guess who called? All Brands. John called and said, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but I would love to donate something for you. And it's so awesome that I'm going to have it for the whole month of May. This will give me a chance to get the newsletter out. It will give me a chance to make sure that everyone hears about it. Plus, I'm really busy right now, so then it's just one graphic that I've used for the whole month. But this gift is awesome. So there you go. Check this out. Yes, that is a sewing machine. Yes, so give him the hearts, give him the thumbs up. That was so cool. This machine is almost, well, it's very close. I think it's maybe one model newer. I purchased one of these for my mom. Speaking of going to events, she had the, not the Dream Machine, the Quattro version. I think she had the Baby Lock version of the Quattro version. If that makes sense. I can't think of what it's called. Anyways, it's a great machine, but it's heavy. And she wants to go to quilting classes, and she wants to go to the expos. And when we go to a trip, she's like, I'm going to bring my sewing machine so I can sew in the room. I'm like, okay, Mom, but I'm not hauling that big thing. So I bought her one of these. Now, check this out. Do you see this? Let's see if I can make this bigger and me smaller. I'll get the hang of this eventually. There we go. Okay. So this machine here is from All Brands, and it's the Project Runway version. You can see that. Look at all of the decorative stitches on here. Speaking of decorative stitches that we just showed in the group, that's awesome. Okay, and it comes with 7 feet, but here's the cool part. That tray is removable. So you know when you're trying to sew and you don't want to have that just a table this big where you're trying to keep your stitches straight, it's difficult. But you're not going to carry an entire table like this, my beautiful table that I have from Horton Cabinet. You're not going to bring that in the car with you to an event, okay? That's unrealistic. So this little machine has a removable table, and it has a hard top case. So you can just carry the whole thing, stick it in your car, right behind your seat, and you're good to go. If you're going to bring it on a plane, that's a whole different conversation. But for the car, it's lightweight, it's very easy to use. And there's one more thing he's throwing in here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, there's some more decorative stitches. This is how you change the stitches. Oh, yes, check this out. For this machine, it has the automatic start-stop button, so you don't have to use the foot pedal if you're used to doing that for decorative stitches. See this right here? That is a speed. Slow, medium, high. It has the needle down and needle up position, and that button right there is for going in reverse. So it's very computerized for this little guy, and that's how tiny it is. So that's without the table, or you can slide that free arm off. Yeah, so I'm showing you all this. I love to be able to show this up here. So not only is he throwing that in, now that's a $300 machine, he's also throwing in an $80 walking foot, and I think that's on here too, somewhere. Drop in bobbin. I don't know what else you need to know about this, but this is awesome. Here you go. There's the computer screen, so you can change stitches. It's very simple to use. So all I'm going to say is this is awesome, and John and Barbara and John Jr. and Courtney and everybody from All Brands, thank you, thank you. Many of you I have actually met at the All Brands event, many of their events. I will see many of you at the Houston Quilt Festival. That's always in their booth. So when he called and said, hey, I have a great giveaway if you'd like it, I thought you guys would love this. So this is going to be the giveaway starting after the show today. It will be live. And a few of you asked, how do I sign up for the giveaway? So let me just bring you up here. If you go to angelawolf.com, that's really easy to remember, angelawolf.com. Do you see this right here? That's episode 77. That's a blog post. Next, you're going to see probably 76. So if you click to the left, today we're on episode 78. So I'm just going to click on this episode 77 so you can see what's going on here. On episode 77, it doesn't use all my internet. Oh, by the way, see this on the far right? Yes, that just went live. That's Jane Manzuras. She is such a great person. She's super creative, and she had me on her podcast. So you can listen to that. That's on the right side of my website. But on episode 77, if you scroll down here, I always have the last Facebook Live, so you can watch it there. You can sign up for my newsletter. But here, down here, oh, enter the giveaway. You see that right there? So that's for this week's giveaway, which has ended. But you click on that, and it will take you to the giveaway for next week. So that blog post will be up, and you can also go to the Facebook page and sign up there. So that pretty much solves all of those things for you. So if you have questions on that, let me know. But All Brands, just so you know, let me see, because they have stores all through Louisiana and Texas. How many of you have I met there? A lot. We had the small classes last year, which was really fun, and then the Quilt Fest. So anyways, I'm going to leave a link to All Brands. I have a link to their Facebook page. Tell them thank you. This contest will go until May 30th when I do a random drawing. One lucky winner is going to win that machine and the walking foot, which is another $80. So it's like $380 worth, which is awesome. Now, for my international friends, I'm sorry, this is USA only, but for the international friends, you may enter and I will give away a digital pattern. That's something digital that I can give you. So I might have to come up with something better than that too, but at least a digital pattern you can have without shipping. So, all right, I can see a ton more of your questions rolling through. Let's see here. Hey, Jerry, how are you? I agree, All Brand rocks. Y'all know Jerry Granata. He's going to come on the show one day, right, Jerry? I said he has to come on so we can interview him. He's been working on some really fun stuff, which is always awesome. Everybody's saying, thank you, All Brands. Thank you, All Brands. Yes. Okay, what do you have here, Marianne? I see something else about a big expo. Visiting the vendors one day, figuring out what stuff I really want to buy. You review in the evening, and the next day you go back and purchase. That's a great idea. I do not include fabric in that policy. Well, I'm glad you clarified, because I'm thinking I can't think of any time I go by a fabric booth and I actually go home and think about it. That's why my office looks like this. But that's why I'm also buying more so I can sell it to you guys. So now you can have a hoarding problem for fabric just as I do, right? Okay, everybody's saying, wow, this is awesome. Very great. Okay, thank you, thank you. And everybody's saying awesome to All Brands. So, all right, that I will definitely share these with them, and I will definitely share the information for the contest. So let's draw for the contest. I do have a book review, but we are out of time for today, so I will save this for next week. Next week, here is the book review. Oh yes, this thing is heavy. This is V&A. Betty Kirk was the author, is the author. I think she's still alive. She actually signed something for me, or did she? Well, let's not go there. She signed a beautiful card for me. I met her at ASDP. If any of you have heard of Association of Sewing and Design Professionals, I went to their convention and I got this book, and her specialty, by the way, is bias, which was going to tie in with our skirts, but you know what? We'll talk about bias next week. And the other thing next week that I'm going to share with you is, guess what I found in my stash? Remember my purple Easter outfit that I told you I wore to the Sewing Expo 25 years ago? Oh yes, I found it. So I will show you a close-up of that, because you will just laugh your heart out. Decorative stitches? Oh yeah. I think I used every single one of them in that outfit. It was one of those designs that I had so much fun doing: bound buttonholes, decorative stitching, lining. Oh, I can't wait. I'll show you closer next week, but you got to check this out. And then I just have 2 quick ideas for you for Mother's Day. All right, you ready? This is my purple Easter outfit. It really wasn't for Easter. It just came back from the dry cleaners. I wore this to a sewing show, so you have to imagine I stood out like a really sore thumb. Not only did I wear that, I wore the matching pants. Oh my gosh, these pants have a whole story of their own. But check out the welt pockets, silk lining. Oh yeah, there was no stopping this outfit. And then I had bound buttonholes, which I love because I hated doing buttonholes because they always turned out icky. I don't know what I did with the buttons. They were probably really expensive and I cut them off to save them because I'm never going to wear this. Look at the decorative stitching, welt pockets. Oh yes, this silk lining, you name it. I was the hot Easter bunny. Like I said, it wasn't my Easter outfit. I wore this to an event, to a Sewing Expo, so I know. All right, so before I do the drawing for the day, 2 things. Mother's Day is a week and a half away? Yeah. So a couple ideas for you for gifts. And both of these are on the Brother blog. So bring you back down here. Don't get dizzy. So I never leave home without these eye masks. And you've seen that Reen has these. Reen, if you're on here, Embroidery Garden, leave a link to your spa collection. And Laura Pfeiffer did the cutest spa collection, and hers is on the blog post on Brother. Let me see if I can see what the website is here. I'll bring it up for you. Okay, so this mask is awesome. So if you're a fan of this, you're gonna love this. Let's see if I can bring this up here for a second. So if you scroll on, this is blog.brothersews.com. There is her spa collection. Is that cute or what? We've got lots of ideas here. This is also where you find a lot of fun ideas. There's bags. You can see there's some of my videos. There's a cork for Cindy. It looks like Cindy Hogan made that. Corks for drink holders, which, oh, gotta love that. And then we have, I think Janice Ferguson did this. This is very cute. And then Joanne Benko did a card. And what's coming up on there, I think on the 3rd, which is tomorrow, is this. If you have the Dream Machine or something similar, this is all in the hoop. It's a little envelope. So I made this all in the hoop. So here's the design on the outside. There is Mom, the monogram. And I just folded up a little bit. That's about 2 inches. And then I just cut some pink paper. And I'm writing like little memories, Happy Mother's Day. I might put a couple little cute photos in there. And then there you go. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do a snap or just a little piece of Velcro because I purposely did not want this to cover like a whole envelope. So you can see the cute brown and green on the inside. You can see the cute paper. If she decides to use it for something else later, you can see the lining. I think this took maybe 30 minutes max to make. So this blog post will be up on Brother Sews tomorrow sometime. So those are your 2 Mother's Day gift ideas. Very fun, super easy, super fast. And even if you're not a mother, happy Grandmother's Day, Aunt, Uncle. I'm going for the Aunt Day. Best sister ever, something like that, right? Okay, let's see. I think I only have meltdowns every once in a while, right, Gwen, on Mother's Day? I'm still a woman. I'm just kidding. I don't have meltdowns. Okay, so let me find the contest, and we're going to give I'm going to bring this up while I'm looking for the contest to give you all a laugh. If you missed this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. We were walking in Florida. Let's see if I can bring that. Can you read it? Yeah, that was hilarious. So now, at least when I'm telling you about a photo, I can actually tell you where it is. So, okay, yes. All right, where is the contest? Down here, let's do a winner for, maybe. Hold on one sec, guys. Somebody's going to win, live or not live. The winner today is going to get season 13. It's so easy. Scan and cut 2. You can thank the producer of both of those, Kathy Stoll, who produces both of these shows, for this awesome gift. And let's just go on here and see. I think I need my glass. Results. Oh, by the way, on your results, and you left me so many good comments. I've taken them and I'm bringing them to next week's show, just so you know. I did not forget about you. Sometimes you guys leave me private questions and I will try to respond to you privately. So I always leave a space in the contest where you can leave me a note. And so many of you wrote inspiring things that you love watching the show. You love sewing. Wednesdays are your favorite day because you hang out with your thousands of sewing friends from all over the world. Now that's cool, by the way. I love that. So the question of the day was, are you planning on attending any sewing expos or classes in 2018? So as just a brief pie chart, this is what you said. It looks like 49.5% said maybe. That's better than no, right? 19.8% said no, and 30.7% said yes. Now that question was not mandatory, so not everybody answered it, but sometimes I leave them mandatory if I'm really curious. Why do I want to know? I'm just curious. I'm just curious to know how many of you are going and where you're going to go. And so I asked you what events are you going to if you are going? Many of you mentioned the ASG event in Vegas. Many mentioned Raleigh, North Carolina, the Houston Quilt Fest. A lot of you said the Houston Quilt Fest, which I'm very excited about. So that is something that I will see you there. And quite a few of you wrote you're going to meet me in Texas for the OSQE event, which is coming up in June. That's just a month away. So very cool. All right, so let me get back to this contest and draw the winner, which I'm not going to show you on the screen because you don't need to know their email address. Let's see here. Results. Participant. We're going to draw a winner. And in case you didn't know, you can enter every single day for any of my contests because it gives you an extra drawing. And if you share it on your page or with a friend, you get an extra drawing. Even the fish loves that. So let's see, an extra drawing for referring a friend and make the draw. The winner is, and she's on here because I saw her name on here quite. So congratulations, Renee Bolton. You are the winner of both of these. She is from Florida, and she attended the Lakeland Sewing and Quilt Expo, which she asked me if I was going, which I didn't go because I had other plans. But congratulations, Renee. You are the big winner. So for the next contest, which I'm going to mark live right now while you guys are on here, hold on a second. So this way, when you hang up, you can immediately go enter. Go back to Facebook, somewhere on here. I just have to remember all of these little places to go. So I won't forget. It's going live right now, and I'm going to show you what it looks like so you know. Contest. And we're almost there. Enter to win the Brother Machine. All right. I'm bringing it up for you so you can see this. If you go on Facebook, now on your phone it's different. But like on my page, this is my business page. When I click on the left, I see contest right here. I don't know if you have that, but it's going to be on my blog. And if you scroll down, it says enter to win the Brother PR, or the XR 9500 PRW, which is Project Runway Machine. There is the link to all brands. Make sure you go to their Facebook page and say hi. And then I always include a few discounts for you on here and last week's show. So that is the contest. Now, when you get to the contest, you put your name in. A couple of these questions are mandatory, a couple of them are not. This time I'm asking you if you take online classes and what is your favorite source for sewing information? They're not mandatory, but if you get a chance, answer them because we all love to know. All right, guys, so that was a full day of show. I see everybody congratulating the winner for the machine. Congratulations, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Oh, here we go, Renee. And for those of you that want to watch the, I should say, the rerun of this show, I condense it a little bit, take out any of the lulls while I'm trying to fuddle around on the computer. It's on YouTube on Saturdays, which there's been a lot of new people on there that aren't on Facebook that watch that. My favorite comment of the week, I might have even deleted it. I hardly ever delete comments, but this one was pretty dumb. It's a talk show, and they said you talk too much. So, yeah, sorry. Anyways, on Thursday, which is tomorrow, I will have a video for you, which is Throwback Thursday. I have a really fun one, something I did for Brother a long time ago. something to inspire you to sew and do something creative. So have a wonderful week. It was great hanging out with you, and that's about it. I have a whole batch of new fabric coming tomorrow. It's all going on the website. 20 more yards are coming. This is so soft. All right, bye guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.